This week's Foundation to Grade 2 lesson is all about lines. We're going to be able to draw an image using one continuous line. So we'll draw our picture without ever taking our pen off the page. We're actually going to draw an owl using lines. We're going to make patterns in our work that are curved and straight and zigzagged. Before we start making our continuous line drawing, we're going to look at an artist called Carl Krull. Carl Krull was born in Denmark in 1975. He thinks most kids stop drawing at some point, maybe because they see that grown-ups generally don't really draw anymore. In this picture here, you can see that Carl Krull's used lots of different lines, straight lines and curved lines. He hasn't made a picture of anything in particular, he's just made it look a bit 3D on the page. It's very cool. In the next picture, we can see an image of a person. It looks like they're sliding down a slide, or sitting in a corner, or sitting in a box. He's done this just with using lines that are horizontal or vertical, or they stop or they go out diagonally. It's very clever. He draws very big drawings and very small drawings. He can draw with both of his hands at the same time. Wow! Sometimes, very occasionally, he draws in colour and in virtual reality with virtual light. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try this. We're going to use a texter and make an owl with one continuous line. What you're going to need today is pencil, paper, eraser. You'll need something to colour your owl in and then take a picture and send it to me. Good luck. After we've read the book A Bit Lost by Chris Horton, you'll see that there was a very cute owl in it, and it had lots of patterns across its tummy to show where its feathers would be. Now we're going to be able to draw an owl showing patterns where the feathers should be. Can you see these curly patterns? Now the big mummy owl, she's got her ears sticking up, and the baby owl, he doesn't really have his ears out. So you can choose if you want to have ears on your owl or not, but we're going to try and get pattern into our owl. So you can see here I've done a few with curly patterns, curly whirly patterns. This one I've done in pink and red and orange, all warm colours, and I've done that one in crayon. This one I've still done some curly patterns, but I've gone really long on the wings, and I've done this one in pencil in real owl colours like brown and orange and yellow. This one I changed it up a bit, and I used highlighter marker pens, and I had a lot of fun with that one because I actually quite like the way that it looks in all the pastel, and all I did was I just went right over all the lines. This one, the owl is looking up, and I didn't do any patterns on his head. And I wonder if something might be sitting on its head, because that would look really funny, wouldn't it? And I coloured this one in rainbow colours. So you can colour your owl however you want. Now, I've got all my colouring stuff, but we're not ready for that yet. First of all, we're going to draw our owl. So we're going to need a piece of paper, and any pen will do. I'm going to challenge you to not use a pencil today. Try really hard to use a pen, okay? Because it stands out really well. You can actually use any colour pen that you've got. You can even use like a biro pen. So I'm going to do it in black because I think it shows up really well, but you could do it in any colour. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to do an owl just like the ones I showed you that have got ears, but if you just want to do a straight owl without ears, that's absolutely fine. We'll go for big eyes and patterns across its wings and tummy, okay? So I'm going to leave that one there so I can kind of copy it. Alright, the idea with the continuous line is that you never take your pen off the paper, but if you do accidentally take your pen off the paper, don't worry. Just find the spot that you came off and then just go back to it. Okay, the sun keeps coming out, so I hope you can see this, so I'm going to do mine in black. I like to start at the bottom. I'm going to draw my line that goes all the way to the top, and then I'm going to do a curly loop. And a curly loop. And I'm going to bring it all the way down. Oh, don't take your pen off. I'm going to go over the line I just made 3 times. 2, 3. Oof. Then I'm going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to go in and do the big eyes. Round and round and round. Where do you want the eye to look? Ooh, yeah. And then come back around the other way. And then go across. We'll do another eye. Now this is meant to be a bit messy and a bit crazy and a bit zany, so I don't really want you to worry about it if you don't like it. When I finish doing the eyes, I'm going to do the nose. Now I'm going to come down to do the nose here, and I'm going to do a triangle in the middle, and I'm going to do a long pointy beak that comes out. So I've got a triangle at the top, a triangle at the bottom. Then I'm going to come around the eye, and I'm going to go around and do some wings. I like to do kind of a swirly line. It's quite fun to do continuous lines. You start to get a feeling for the texture just brushing across the page. I'm going to come back up to the top, travel on the eyes, travel on the beak, travel on the eyes, come to this side, and then I'm going to do this wing. I'll start at the bottom this time. All my twirly, twirly, twirly feathers. Twirly feathers. It's kind of like a figure of 8. And then I'm going to get here, and then I'm going to start thinking about the tummy. Oh, I don't want to go over the beak. Come down, twirly line, twirly line, twirly line. This is the bit where I start to get stuck, and sometimes my pen comes off the page, but that's okay. There's my owl. And then when you're ready to finish, take your pen off. Okay, so that's my owl. He looks really cool. He looks a bit like this one. You could draw an owl if you wanted to, a different colour. So if you want to draw an owl like the one in the book, you might just do a round shape. Go over it 3 times. Come up and do the eyes. Go across and do another eye. Through the owl eyes. Come down and do the triangular beak. Do the wings. So you could definitely do it in red. You could do it in green. You could do it in any colour. You are allowed to do it in pencil and grey lead if you want to. I just think that once I do it in black, it gives me a really nice place to start colouring in. You could just colour straight over. You don't have to colour all the individual bits because that black marker really stands out. If you just did it in texture, it wouldn't stand out as much. So when you've started to decide what colour combination you want, then you can start to spend the rest of the lesson just colouring in your owl. You might want to think owls got different colour eyes. A lot of owls have orange eyes. You might want to start colouring your owl's eye. So it's all about placing the lines, colouring over the top of the lines so that you can still see them, and then it's going to give your owl some beautiful character. So if you colour your owl in rainbow colours, your owl is going to be fun and exciting. If you colour your owl in these kind of highlighted colours, it's going to be pale and cool. If you colour it in traditional colours, it's going to look like a real owl. You can colour it in all warm colours or cool colours. So you give your owl its personality by the colours that you choose to colour it in. When you've coloured your owl in, you know what to do. You're going to send it to me and I'm going to put it up on my webpage. I am so grateful to all those people who send me pictures. I know that last week's activity that we did on the computer was very hard. So I am very grateful to those people who managed to do a technological picture because it was really challenging. This week it's just going to be super fun. You can colour any colours that you want. It doesn't have to be a realistic owl. It can be any colours that you want to colour it. It doesn't have to be a super neat, perfect owl. We're going for challenging ourselves to never take our pen off the page and just see what happens. Because if you drew an owl and you took your pen off the page, it would look very different to this. This owl is meant to look scribbly and cool. So that's all there is to it this week. Read the book, draw the owl. If you were interested in the artist that we looked at, Carl Frall, there's a short video on how he makes his art using just horizontal lines. So if you would like, and vertical lines, if you would like to have a look at that video, you can go across and look at that video. And enjoy colouring your owl. I'm going to enjoy colouring the rest of my owl in. And I will see you next time. And next week is the last lesson of the term. So we have to do something super fun that week. If you don't have a lot of colours, just use the colours that you've got. Carl Krull, the artist that we looked at just this morning, he actually just does all of his pictures in black and white. So your owl is going to look amazing in black and white. You can see I don't have to be uber clever, uber careful, because the hero of this picture is those big black lines that I did for my owl. And so once you've coloured it in, you've made a continuous line drawing. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Bye.